Hello everyone, welcome to Decode Economics, where we decipher the financial world and delve into our personal finances. So today I'm going to be talking about what you should study at university out of accounting, finance, and economics. I'm going to begin with going over what you'd be studying in each and every degree, what type of job you'd be doing after you graduate, and how much money you might earn. And towards the end, I'm going to be giving you some helpful tips on how you can decide which one is right for you, so make sure to stick around till the end. So choosing the right major is a really important decision. I mean, it could be the difference between getting a degree that's worthwhile, getting a degree that would have a really good return on investment, or just majoring in something worthless or something that's not right for you that would just end up being a huge burden and a huge cause of debt. If you understand what the major that you are pursuing is, what you'd be doing after you graduate, and if it's right for you, you could just be miles ahead of everyone else. So let's start with economics. Economics is different from both finance and accounting in that it is a science in itself. So economics is defined as the social science that studies how individuals and society use scarce resources to satisfy unlimited needs. So economics goes into how people behave and how people as rational agents act in an economy to try to satisfy their desires. As you can imagine, economics is a very broad subject. So you'd be studying a bit of philosophy, a bit of history, mathematics, in addition to the actual economics or pure economics courses that you'd be taking. You'd be taking courses like history of economic thought, decision making, finance, some courses in finance and accounting, microeconomics, which looks into the micro level of the economy, and macroeconomics, which looks into inflation, unemployment, and the major aggregate variables in the economy. And after graduation, someone with a degree in economics would typically work either in the public sector or in the private sector. In the public sector, they'd be working in research or in taxation or anything that requires analysis, and in the private sector they could be working in banking, financial institutions, they could be data analysts. There are a lot of job opportunities for people who have a degree in economics. And according to payscale.com, someone with a degree in economics would be expected to earn an average salary of $72,000 a year. That's not to say that if you have a degree in economics from any university, wherever you are, you'd be making $72,000 a year, because that depends on where you're studying, where you are, what experience you have. But it's a way where you could use that as a measurement to compare this degree across other degrees. Finance is more specific. Finance deals with the management of money. It's how firms and sometimes individuals use their money and invest it in order to make a good return while minimizing risk. If you're studying finance, you're going to take courses like financial modeling, you're going to take courses about the stock market, about financial instruments, derivatives, bonds. You'll take courses about portfolio management and how the financial sector works. After graduating with a degree in finance, you could expect a salary of $72,000, according to payscale.com, and you'd be doing work like financial modeling, working as a credit analyst, working anything basically in the financial sector or in banking would be a good job for a finance degree. And finally, accounting. Accounting is just a system that people use to measure, record, and analyze financial data. So you could look at accounting as the language that the financial world uses. Whenever you go to a shop and buy something, this is a transaction. Whenever the shop has to buy resources, that's a transaction. Profit, loss, assets, all of those things are translated into numbers using accounting. And as you could imagine, accounting is a very important skill to have. So a person with a degree in accounting is expected to earn about $70,000 according to payscale.com. And just a side note, even though the three are different, they often overlap in a lot of subjects. So a person who takes economics will take a course or two in accounting. Someone who's doing finance will take a course in economics, and someone who's doing accounting will typically learn a bit about the financial sector. Now to the final part, how to decide which one is right for you. So a lot goes into this. It depends on what your personality is like, it depends on what you want in the future, on the career path you want. But typically, if you're someone who's research oriented, if you like academia, if you're like me and you just like to read, then economics is something that would be right for you. And a really important thing in economics is that because it's so broad, there are a lot of different jobs that you could be doing in economics. So you don't have to stay in something very similar for a long time. You could just start out in the banking sector, then take a job somewhere in government, then you could do consultancy, then you could just continue a postgraduate degree and go into research. It's very broad. Now to accounting. So someone who would be a good accountant is someone who's comfortable with numbers, obviously, and who's just comfortable crunching numbers for long periods of time. He has to be able to scrutinize and to pay really good attention to details. And one of the advantages of being an accountant is that the job market and the labor market for accounting is more stable than that of economics and finance. So it typically doesn't go up and down with the market as much as the other majors. Finally, if you're someone who enjoys investment, who's really passionate about money, about making money obviously, but also about how money works and how the financial sector works, and doesn't mind a fast-paced life, then going into finance would be the right decision. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the 3 majors, then make sure to put it in the comments below, and I will be seeing you in another video.